Better late than never, but these are the ceiling fans in my collection as of September 30th, 2023. I apologize for not posting on National Ceiling Fan Day, but I was actually in Indianapolis working at the Fanimation AFCA Museum, taking down more of the fans that needed to come down and put up a lot more fans in those places. We put up over 30 fans. I don't remember how many came down, but there's a lot less emptiness in the museum now. So I'd say that's more worth than having a video on time on National Ceiling Fan Day. So let's get started. We'll start on the ceiling. This is an Emerson Designer, model 2148, exclusively sold at Montgomery Ward. This one came from Ben Phelps. I used to have one, but I sold that, I think, at Fanimation this year to Donald Root. But I think this one's in a little bit better shape. It also has this interesting turtle fitter. I have it on right now. Yep, I now have 5 spots for fans in the room. This is a Hunter Robbins and Myers Comfort Breeze in brown. Didn't come with this beveled glass shade. I just threw it on here. That came off of a Panama with a fitter that was broken. Like I said, Robbins and Myers, this is probably around 1984, 1985 if I had to guess. In the center, we have a Fasco World's Fair. Oh, and by the way, this came from Daniel Groundwater. This World's Fair came from eBay. This 6-blade Fasco here with a very gaudy Minka light fixture. But it'll do. It's in the center here. I still have a W11 in the wall, but luckily it doesn't interfere much. It just lets the power go through, so that's good. Very low works. Throw it up to high and it wobbles. The light at least wobbles like crazy. So we'll turn that back down. In the corner we have a Design House Manhattan 42-inch from Charles Smith. Not in the greatest shape. It's good. It runs good. Well, for what it is, but not in the best cosmetic shape. I can throw it up. It has a contra stack motor in it, but it's been detuned, I believe, by the factory. Throws a decent amount of air out, but still not as good as one would expect from a stack motor fan. Over here we have a 1979 Casablanca Zephyr in bright brass. This came off of eBay. K63 motor, so it has the cardboard box control, and you can hear the lovely 60 cycle hum going on there. Variable speed, like I said, just have one bulb in there right now. And over here, this is a Casablanca Alpine. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, the Alpine came in only Snow White, right? And IntelliTouch, well, this is an anomaly. This specific fan is, it has the Alpine model number, which is 04. The Alpine, we all know, like the all Snow White IntelliTouch version is 041111. This is 0411-2D, 11 meaning Snow White, 2 meaning Bright Brass, and D meaning Slumber 3. What's also interesting is this has a factory K4S light fixture with a dimmer in it. There's another one of these on Marketplace, I think in New York, and it has the same deep K4S and dimmer. However, when I got this, the dimmer was dead, it burned up. It's another cardboard box control, so I grabbed this one off of eBay. The dimming range isn't great because there's no trim pot on it. So it dims a little bit, but not as much as I'd like. It also has an on-off on it. This has a Samsung motor in it. Listen closely. I'm sure if you listen closely there, you could hear the startup whine. So we'll turn that back down. Here are some signs. This is a Centennial ad that I framed, a fold-up ad. Panama 5 advertisement sign from showrooms with a what looks to be like the RMS Lusitania or whatever on there, or Titanic maybe. Dealer clock. Haven't tried running this in a while. The battery's all weird, like the terminal's all weird. I have to futz with it. The dealer sign everyone knows here. And then this my grandmother framed for me in 2016. She took that picture at Fanimation. That was on one of the doors. And I guess we'll start everything on the floor here. Well, everything that's not on the ceiling. Pardon my desk, it's a train wreck right now. But also this here is a GE antique fan. This is one of the few antiques that I have. I sold the rest. It's in good shape. Came from the same antique store as my Hunter 206. This was for sale, the Hunter was for free. This is a Casablanca Saturn, brass and copper. You can see the pieces right there. It has bad bearings, and I stole the IT board off of it. So I'm just gonna replace the bearings soon. So it's been sitting here for a while. This is an antique white Zephyr. Oh, by the way, this Marketplace in Gettysburg, this Craigslist in Chantilly, this came from Aiden Patterson, I believe. A 1985 Slumber Quiet Zephyr. There are no electronics in there, I assume, because it burned up, so that I have to rebuild the circuit. Also, no blades. I did buy brackets for it. They're somewhere around here. I bought these boards, but there's something wrong with all of them. So you can see, yeah, see that one has a burned up resistor there. So I'm gonna take the parts off of these and see if I can fix some other boards I have lying around or vice versa. Also some spare parts here. We'll get to the fan that has all those later. Here is my storage bin, I guess. Just random parts, mostly light shades. And some sconces and fixtures and controls and screws and whatnot. That used to be like here for the longest time, but I moved it under here just to save some space. And all the fans that were under here are now in a different location, which I'll show you later. On the bed, I'm going to disassemble this when the video is over. This is a 1993, I want to say, Casablanca Marquis in white and brass. That was hanging here, but I wanted to get this up in this spot because I liked it better here than over there. Plus the blades did not clear the World's Fair. So I took this down. I have a twist tie here to tie the blades together because the badges, you know, they don't want to stay stacked on top of each other. So I'm gonna take that apart soon. Here's my toolbox. I have a spare hang tree down there, found in the back room at the museum, so I took it home. Had a mismatched hatch on it, just a hang tree, so I'm sure no one really cares. Here's my toolbox. Have some random remotes in here from Fanimation. I had to plug and play all of the remotes we had to find out which receivers they went to, because the person who took down all the fans in 2022 just took all the receivers and all the remotes and threw them into bins. Since these are learning remotes, you can't just unlearn them. You have to find the exact receiver which they were programmed to, so that was fun. Those are the cause. I couldn't find the receivers that those matched to, so I took them home to futz around with them. These ones too. I matched these two receivers that didn't have remotes that responded to them, like see Wheel of Fortune. I wrote that there. This remote went to that fan. This receiver went to something else. 36-inch ring, like this remote went to that fan. This went to something else. You know, you get the idea. There's the blade for one of the Marquis, the Marquis. I took this home because I wanted to. The small remote, since that fan came down. Anyway, fans. Starting off by the door here, we have a Emerson turn of the century plastic white version. This came from Bradley Anderson. Oh, and by the way, all these remotes are going back to the museum. I didn't steal them or anything. I asked if I could take them home to mess with them, see if I could match them if they weren't responding. So since I matched these are going back to the museum next time I go there, so they can go on fans that haven't been gone up yet. Anyway, Bradley Anderson, I got this from him in 2022 in exchange for a Crest Tugger. The canopy is very yellow, so I need to soak that in some hydrogen peroxide and get the yellow out. Here is a Fasco Charleston 2nd generation. It's missing the mounting bracket, but it has a light fixture, which is pretty cool. Screws for, I think, my 1930s original, which is up in the shed. Here is this came from Spencer Russian. This came from Marketplace for free. This is a Casablanca Delta 2 in white Navajo from 1989. Yeah, that was free. Here is a Butterfly Industrial. Big ass cast iron motor. This is from Charles Smith. I'm not sure why he sold this to me. These are extremely rare, and this is also pretty damn powerful. Blades are somewhere. I think they're in that giant box behind me. This is my first legitimate industrial besides the heat cyclers I have. The canopies are not original. I think the original ones were plastic and they disintegrated or whatever. But for now, this will work. Need to clean it up. Haven't gotten around to it yet. It's cast iron, made in Hong Kong. Antique white, Delta 2, 1988 from Second Chance. Has a Samsung motor, but it's not IntelliTouch, so I don't really care. There were 4 or 5 of these. I got 3 of them. 2 of them went to other collectors, and this one I kept for myself. The switch cap is missing the screw, but those are plentiful. Maybe I can get this out with Magic Eraser. We'll see, though. Not a big deal. In great shape, regardless. Okay, Brown Charleston 2nd generation. I love this. It's unfortunately missing a switch cap, but that's not a big deal because I have a light fixture here. I think that's Fasco, or later Fasco. Yep, this also came from Spencer. Okay, this is an American Industries from John Connolly from Fanimation in 2022. It's labeled Renson House of Lights. I'm not sure if the tag is facing this way. It does not appear so, but it's labeled Renson House of Lights. This has a, I want to say GE stack motor in it. No down rod, unfortunately, but it's pretty easy to come by. Okay, down here. This is a Casablanca Lady Delta in Moroccan sand, 1987. I think this is the, is it 87 or 86? I don't remember. But it has matte paint, which is very, very rare. Usually Moroccan sand has glossy paint. So this is fun. I want to say this is 87 or 86. Probably 86. Let me see if I can read that tag. Yeah, 86. Or, I don't even remember. I'm having trouble remembering right now. Maybe UV. Yeah, U is 86, I think, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Here's a 36-inch original in brown. Got this off eBay. This came from Dominic Tessari from eBay. Nothing too fancy about it. I pulled the switch cap off to put on something else, so I need a switch cap for this. This is from, oh, I didn't even realize that. 1980, I think. I'm not really sure. Back there is another 36-inch original. This one is brass. That came, I think also from eBay. They were pretty cheap. So this one was sitting in a basement for many, many years, and they didn't know anything about it. They didn't know if it worked. So I bought it. I was like, hell, I'll try it. It works. It was cheap too. It has blades and everything. This is a Casablanca Delta in charcoal black. This is from Spencer Russian. This has, I can't see it, but let me feel it. Yep, that has an Asterson motor in it. Probably from 84, 85. Let me see that serial number. 84. I think. I have to like reference the guidebook to discern the numbers. Or serial numbers. It's hard for me to do. But S is 84, 85. That's all I know. Down here, this is just parts for now. These cane blades are for an original I have that the blades are like really, really, really discolored on. So better than better than the original blades, even if they weren't discolored. Here's some Zephyr brackets I have for a Zephyr 3. Random IT motor I have. Center sconce for the brass and copper Saturn. That's down here for some reason, that goes to that. Traditional brown Delta, also from Spencer Russian. This one has an Emerson motor. This one's from '83, I know that. Fasco parlor fan, also from Spencer Russian. This one, not in the best shape. Most of the scuffing is on the top, but other than that, it's in really, really great shape. No downrod, because the downrod that it came with is on the World's Fair. The World's Fair came with a really long downrod. Having trouble speaking today, I'm sorry. Anyway, this is a black and antique brass Hunter original. The blades here are pretty discolored. They used to be pecan or walnut, but they're very discolored from years and years and years in the sun, I want to say. The blade arms too. The faceplate though, I took some steel wool to it and it looks great. No scratching. It was just a layer of grease or whatever. I think that's what affected this, not the sun grease. Nothing here right now. That's the globe for the original. This is a Casablanca Alpine. Is it? Yes, it is. We were talking about this before. That's an Alpine. This is the Alpine everyone knows. From 1988, the year before the Ventura. IntelliTouch. I think I robbed the board out of it, so it's waiting for a new one. Down there is a Emerson, a smaller turn of the century. It has the circle vents from Spencer Russian. That came from eBay, that original, and this came from Andrew Wu. Yeah, that has no light, that small Emerson there. This antique white Four Seasons IntelliTouch from 1985 also came from Andrew Wu. I think it has, can't see it, I think it has a short downrod on it, but the downrod's missing. 1988 Four Seasons Snow White from Second Chance. You know, 5-blade Four Seasons are kind of uncommon, so that's the main reason I got it. Okay, that's most everything for over here. Here's blades and everything for all that stuff. Here's a traditional brown Casablanca Cascade. It's not in great shape. I have a lot of work to do on it. You can see the downrod in particular is rusted out. I have to get it off to replace the bearings and, you know, things like that. It's also dirty. But hey, it's still a brown Cascade, which is pretty, really, really rare. I don't think any have been found before this. Random stencil blades I have. Over here, this is kind of the pile I need to sort through. I just kind of threw everything here and, you know, I need to sort through it. Casablanca Zephyr 3. By the way, that came from Second Chance. This Zephyr 3 came from Spencer. It's missing blades. The blades it came with I have on my Turbo Zephyr, which is currently in the museum. So those blade arms I have sitting on the shelf back there are for this. I just need to find a pair of stencil blades, walnut stencil to go on this, and then it'll be authentic, which is how it originally came unipack. The shades, though, are a different story. I need to find the shades. This also has a built-in dimmer, which is really cool. Also has the old style Leviton sockets. That's also pretty cool. This is a Hunter original, also from Spencer. I got it, I think at the Lehigh Valley meet. It has a spotlight kit, and it's, I want to say this is, nope, it's not Robbins & Myers. I think this is my only non-Robbins & Myers 52-inch original. It has the top-mounted reverse switch, which is also pretty damn cool. Antique brass is in pristine condition, which I'm very, very happy about. Couple blemishes here and there, but other than that, perfect condition. There is a 1987 Gallery Edition Victorian. I'm not really sure why I got this. I might just take the lights off of it and sell it on eBay because I could use the money. Yeah, it's there. That came from Spencer as well. This is a Casablanca Delta from Dominic Tessari. Has a replaced flywheel. I have a flywheel laying around for it to go on that. The one that's more authentic. Bright brass, I think this is from 85. Here's a Fasco Charleston. This is a transitional model in between, I think it's 1987. It has the more generic looking ball socket they used in between Gen 2 and Gen 3, so people call this Generation 2.5. That came from Spencer. This white Delta here came from Marketplace in Rockville, I think. Came with beautiful stencil blades, which are right there. This is all the box. This is the box of blades. Everything that I just mentioned that came from Spencer, I think most of everything in here right now that came from Spencer is stuff I haven't tested and stuff I got from him this year. Like the Emerson blades are there. The Black Delta blades are there. The blade arms for the brown one are down there. Various lights, and those stencil blades came for this Delta. But anyway, there is a K63 Victorian off of eBay, antique brass. The capacitor crapped out in the middle of the night because those oil-filled capacitors really aren't the best. So I need to find a replacement for that. And there is its younger brother there, a K55 Victorian, Slumber Quiet, I believe from 1981, Hang True version. And sitting under the Delta blades there is a antique brass K63 Zephyr. You can kind of see the motor right there. There's some more blades for everything here. There's the 1988 Zephyr, 5 blades. I think that came from Rick Muller last year at Fanimation. That Zephyr came from eBay, and then this Victorian came off of Ellicott City Marketplace. And yep, 5 blade Zephyr again, rare, so why not? Fasco porch fan. Okay, this is probably the longest fan that's been sitting in here and I haven't tested. This came from Spencer back in 2021. It's been sitting here and I have not bothered to test it, mainly because the only area that's suitable for that mounting bracket is the center spot, and the down arm is way too long to go on the center spot. So it's been sitting here. I need to test it. Might sell it because it's not in the greatest shape, but we'll see. It's also a porch fan, so it's rare, but we'll see what happens. All right, there's a Casablanca Delta, also from Spencer, 1985. So it's Slumber 5. It's white and brass, has a long spiral rod, which is cool, but I can't really use that in any of my spots because the ceiling is low. I want to say that came from him in late 2021, maybe 2022. Okay, so that's it for the crap pile. So let's move up here. This is a Casablanca Mercury from 1993. It's a little later than I'd prefer, but it's still a Mercury, so until I get a older one, this will suffice. This is a Home Depot model. It has a B in the serial number, or the model number, so that's kind of cool. Brass and copper. This is a Homestead Whisper Fan 2 from Brian Peterson. Antique brass. It's the later version with the ball socket. I need to install a clip to clip the sideband together, and this will be good to go. I've been meaning to test this for a while. Maybe I'll throw it up in the museum. We'll see. This is a Union Regent from Charles Smith. It has a giant cast iron spinner motor in there. It's really heavy. Yeah, Union, it's basically their answer to the Panama. This is a Spring Wind Perigee. a local company out of Philadelphia. This is rare. This came off of Jersey Marketplace. There's one of these in the museum. It has a 188 motor in it. Again, this is a Firebird product. According to Charles, this is the product of cocaine, and I believe him. Not a lot of these are surfacing. This is the most common variant. They came in black, red, blue, brass, maybe white. I know I've seen a black one, and there's also these brass ones, most common. All right, here is a Casablanca Columbia 2, K55. This is Slumber Quiet, but the board is missing. Yep, Columbia 2, bell canopy, I think from 1981. Back there is a Casablanca. Damn, I'm having a lot of trouble speaking today. I do really apologize. Oh, yeah, these are the blades for the Zephyr, the 85 Zephyr. That is a Lasco Sears turn of the century with a Sanya motor in it. Let's see if I can get a better look at it. There you go. Has a close mount canopy. I think it's 4-speed. That's one I haven't tested yet. The Columbia came off of eBay, and that came for free off of Marketplace, so I was like, why not? I think in Liberty Town. You can't see it back there, but there is a, can't tell, IntelliTouch Zephyr. Don't know what year. I think 87, based on the downrod. White and brass. It has cane blades, which is the main reason I got it. Yeah, it's from Second Chance. Really surprised to see it had cane blades, so cool. I got it. Up here is a preheat fluorescent dealer sign that you would see in a showroom back in the 80s. Casablanca ceiling fans, and then up there, sitting on top of it, is a aluminum, I think aluminum, dealer sign. So yeah, here's the box of crap again. There's blades. These are all blades for everything that go up there. These blades go to everything that's on the upper shelf in the closet. Those blades go to the Veranda 2, which oh, it's over there. Never mind. I put the Veranda 2 on the shelf, and I didn't put these away. Those are for that original. You need to get proper arms for those. Those are reverse air arms. Yeah, everything here has its blades sitting out here. There's a bunch of blades under the bed that go to the stuff in the closet. And then all these blades sitting back here go to everything on the top here. Okay. Can't remember if I have anything back here. Nope. Okay, so here's the closet. We'll start up top here. Oop, there goes the blade. Whoops. Starting up top is a chrome K63 Zephyr. Has a newer chrome K4S, so I need to get a switch cap for it, because I don't like newer stuff on older stuff. I haven't tested this yet, because I just now got the all the spots up that I need to test things with bell canopies. So, yay! Really happy to have this. This is an eBay find. Here is a Casablanca halogen star from 1987, I want to say. White and brass from Dominic Tessari. Here's a black and brass Casablanca halogen star. This came off of Marketplace in, I want to say Gaithersburg or Potomac. Same house as the Delta, the designer grade Delta 2 I'm about to show you. This is one of my favorite IntelliTouch fans, so I'm happy to have this. If it was black and chrome, I'd be drooling over it even more. Here are two Casablanca Victorian Limiteds. This from 1985, and this is from 1988. I need to get a new fixture for this because this came broken. This came from Second Chance, and this came from Andrew Wu. It has an LCA on it. No, a fan lifter, my mistake. So, yeah, this needs a new fixture. I know where I can get one, so we'll see what happens with that. Pretty cool to have both versions of these. Now, if I can find the Slumber 3 versions, that'd be cool. All right, here's a Casablanca Venus from Connor Miller. The most plebe version, no lights, IntelliTouch. I believe it's from 1989, so the flywheel's probably on its last legs. All the fans in here I have not tested, so, and then all the fans I'm about to show you up in the shed I have tested, so you'll recognize them. Forgot to show you, here's my little display table here. Got a notepad, an old, really old patch, a white W12, and a dead black W11. Various paperwork and instruction books. Ads, most of these are Casa, but there's a couple Hunter ones thrown in. Most of these are off of eBay. A couple of them are from Patrick Neese. Some screwdrivers, an acrylic pendant that used to be on my keychain, but the thing broke off. There's a Fanimation fidget spinner, 3 Casablanca playing card decks, a lapel pin, recall clip screwdriver, another old patch, envelope with recall clips in it, a CD folder, luggage tag, and then the fan book and instruction manuals, and then various advertisements. Yeah, I'm not going to go through all of them, but you get the idea. I have a lot of advertisements for Casa, which I'm happy about. Okay, so I wish I had light over here, but I don't, so I apologize. On the floor is a Casablanca Zephyr. I originally had 2 of these that were identical to each other besides the canopies, and I sold the motor to Dominic to complete his chrome one, so I'm just converting that into the best looking fan. They're both from 1981, so they have minor differences. The only really ones being the canopy, so really nice teak blades on that. I don't really remember what pieces of what fan came into this amalgamation, but the one with the bell canopy came from Annapolis Marketplace, and then the one with the hang true came from Spencer last year. Here is a glossy black Casablanca Panama from 1987. This came from Spencer. It had a dead IntelliTouch board, or no IntelliTouch board in it, so I threw one in there. Then the flywheel gave out, so it's sitting down here so I can get to it to replace the flywheel. White Navajo Casablanca Panama from Second Chance. This one also has a crapped out flywheel because the people at Second Chance aren't really careful with the stuff they handle. K63 Casablanca Emerson heat fan, 4 blades with a pull chain and switch housing, but the pull chain's missing, so I need to get a new one. Easy $3. 1985 Casablanca Delta 2 Slumber 5 in chrome from Randy Travis's house. This came from Brody Morrison. What is it? Heat fan came from Andrew Wu. And then one of my favorite fans in my collection right now is my Hunter 22-206 original from the early 1970s. With the trumpet canopy, it has the really fucking heavy 1.9 amp motor in it. So that's why it's not up in the shed where all the rest of my tested fans are, because it's super heavy and I really don't feel like moving it. So it stays here. I also keep this one here because it's collectible, and all my really collectible fans in the future I'm going to keep, here. And then whenever I get a storage unit, all the really, the lesser collectible stuff will go there. Here's a Kodak 100. The blades are under the bed, but it has cane blades. There's a scuff mark there, but that's about it. It's the, I want to say it's the Galaxy version, the ornate version. Here's a Homestead Whisper Fan 4 in copper. It's missing the mounting bits and the screws, but other than that, it's complete. Really rare fan, really happy to have this. Can't believe the person who sold it to me did, and now he wants it back. And I was like, hell no. You should have thought of that. Hunter original from eBay. This came from Marketplace in Columbia. I want to say that is from 1985. I think that's what that says. Yeah, I can't really read that, it's too dark. Black and brass, an antique brass, that's pretty cool combo. Has cane blades, which is also really cool. All right, down here is a Newtone Elegance, or Newtone Veranda 2. They're both basically the same besides the sideband. Select Touch from John Reed at the Lehigh Valley meet. Casablanca Delta 2 in Snow White from 1986. That is the only reason I have this, because it is from 86 and it's 4-blade only, and you don't really see that. You always see the 5-blade ones with a bump tip. Down here is another white and brass Zephyr, but this one is Slumber Quiet. It also has logo tip blades. This came from eBay. This came from Andrew Wu. And here's a Emerson Sears friction drive. This came from Aiden Patterson. It has no blade arms, but that's about it. Haven't tried it, obviously, because it has no blade arms. Here is a Casablanca Delta 2 in designer gray from Gaithersburg Marketplace, the same house as my black and brass, whatchamacallit, halogen star. Had a mushroom glow, but it shattered in transportation, so oh well. Has a 5-blade flywheel, but only has 4 blades. Then down here is a Panama, Casablanca Panama, Slumber Quiet, my only Slumber Quiet Panama, antique brass from Catonsville Marketplace. It has the standard 1-inch irons as opposed to the stubby 4 Seasons irons, but oh well. Can't have everything. There's a bunch of down rods back there. That long down rod you see there with the white balls for the World's Fair. Now, I want to say that's everything up here. I want to say so. Let me just turn all this stuff off. I had them on for the video, so let's turn it all off. Didn't do a video of these on all the speeds. I might later, but we'll see. All right, and a couple things I forgot in the main section of the video. Before we move on, here is my Casablanca New Orleans from Dominic Tessari. This is from 1979. I want to say this is long scroll. Might be short. I don't really remember. Not in the greatest of shape. Need to put it back together. The X bracket is bent, so I need to get a new one. And the other thing I forgot is over here. The parts to my K55 heat fan that had white paint all over it that I rubbed off with acetone. Here's the motor, canopy, end bell. That's what that rotor goes to over there. So, yep, there's those things. Sorry, I didn't mention those before. On with the video. And really quickly, just so you all know, because I know people ask me from time to time what the fans in my house are. In the master bedroom is a Huntington 3, an aged gold or something like that. I don't really know. None of the fans that are installed in the house besides this room here I consider my collection because they suck. And that stays on because I have it wired to D1. There's the IT switch in there. And some motor plates and a Fanimation hand fan. In the guest bedroom is a San Marino. I wish it was a Casablanca, but it's not. It's a Hampton Bay. Despite its size and its the sounds that it makes and things like that, it actually moves a decent amount of air, but that's because I repitched the blades a long time ago. Got some cobwebs forming up there. And in my brother's bedroom, not really going to show too much stuff in here, but here's a Carousel 2. Hampton Bay. I want to replace this really, really, really bad because the capacitor for medium speed is basically the same as the high speed capacitor. That's how much it drifted. or rather the high-speed capacitor drifted, and then low just doesn't work at all. So, yep. So those are the upstairs fans. And you can also hear that stupid carousel vibrating its ass off from down here. I don't know why he won't let me replace it. He's almost 18 years old. He doesn't need that kind of shit in his bedroom, but whatever. In the living room is a Kichler Barrington from Lowe's. In retrospect, I would have kept the broken Grand Lodge here and then opted to install my Comfort Touch Stealth. But, oh well. It's a piece of shit. I'm not saying that about Kichler as a whole, I'm just saying that about the fan. It's from Lowe's. You know, Lowe's typically has shit. Fanimation and Kichler both have exclusive lines to Lowe's, but they have cut corners, basically. They're not as good as, say, the showroom lines. But anyway, moving down into the basement, in the storage room is all of my new in-box stuff. Here's some shades, G416. Not going to open any of the boxes, but they all have fans in them, the right fans. Newtone Elegance, model PFDR 52BE2. What's interesting is that this says Elegance, right? But the model number is PFDR, which means Veranda 2. PFDE is Elegance, I believe. And when you open the box, there's a brown and brass Elegance in there, but it has the Veranda 2 sideband, which is really strange. I'm not sure what was going on in the factory that day, but whatever. Here is a 24 karat gold-plated SMC Laguna, labeled Hallmark, the Contempo series, from Troy Hughes. The Elegance came from Andrew Wu. The shades I got off of eBay. Now here are the boxes to 2 Bell & Howell socket fans. There's nothing in the boxes because the fans are in the garage. I got those off of Amazon. In the back is a Four Seasons 2, the old good version of the Four Seasons 2 from 1993. This was a Home Depot exclusive. I got this off of Ellicott City Marketplace. You know, it has the inverted white and brass colors, so that's pretty cool. Down there I have some cane blades from Troy, and then the blades to the Elegance. Sitting below the Four Seasons 2 is a 2nd Century Original in antique brass off of Glen Burnie Marketplace. It has everything besides the canopy, which is unfortunate. Below the Elegance is one of my 2 New in Crate Centennials, number 623 of 5000, from, I want to say, Benson, North Carolina Marketplace. And then below that is my other Centennial. I can't see the number from here. 720 something, I want to say it is. But it's there. That came from Front Royal Marketplace. Down here is a Union Super 36 spinner, cast iron, from Charles Smith. And then I think this is the last one down here, unless, oh no, never mind. We'll look at this first. A Hunter Robbins & Myers Comfort Breeze in antique white. It's 36 inches like the one upstairs. That came off of eBay. And then the final fan down here is a new in box Emerson Premium ornate antique brass from John Connolly. I'm eager to get that out and test it because I want more of those. I want more of these Casablanca Classic Premiums. They're neat fans. Also cool that I have one new in box. So those are all my new in box fans. Now we will move out to the garage and up to the shed. I just have stuff everywhere. I want to say I have a little over 200 fans now. Something like that. I need a flashlight too. All right, apologies for the jump in time. I had to go upstairs and grab my flashlight. Out in the garage are the 2 Bell & Howell fans and the 2 porcelain sockets. Anyway, over here, most of this stuff is from Fanimation of this year. This great room motor I have for Spencer, I picked it up for him for a deal we had. Anyway, I'm out of breath. Okay, this green Homestead Universal here, Fanimation 2023 from Matt Cody. Really happy to have this. Forever Fan with a K55, also from Matt Cody. This Hunter original from 1980, and this Tat spinner is from Charles Smith. He brought those to Fanimation last week when we were working on the museum, so I could pay him then. And then here is all my Fanimation stuff. Now none of this is all like scratching each other. I have everything placed very carefully and meticulously on top of each other. Here is a brown antique brass Sears Lasco Japanese spinner from Connor Miller. A Silcon from Charles Smith. A 5-blade White Zephyr from Matt Cody. A Newtone Elegance from Aaron Tarza. I don't really know how you pronounce his last name. Sorry, Aaron. We'll just call him the Punisher. A Sears Emerson Turn of the Century with a metal flat wheel from the Punisher. Down there we have a Sierra Broadmoor with working microtouch from Chris Chandler. And then a Newtone Proline, the old 4-blade version from the Zanesville Habitat Restore. Now, I can't see. What is that? I can't tell what that is. Oh, that is a antique brass Homestead Universal from Brian Griswold. Now, I don't think there's anything else. There's the Broadmoor. I want to say that's everything. Yeah. So, that's all my Fanimation stuff from this year. All that stuff will go upstairs whenever I have enough room upstairs for it. I desperately need a storage unit. But anyway, now it's time to go up to the shed, which is where all the stuff that I have tested in the past is, and where my heat cyclers are and things like that. So, by the way, Bell & Howell. It looks like the neighbor's cat is hiding by my van. Yep, there he is. Hey, buddy. Yep, there he is. Hi, buddy. Yeah, he's gonna hide under. Yeah, there's my car, 2005 Chrysler Town & Country. It may be a piece of shit, but it's never failed to start for me, and I love it a lot. Very faithful car. But anyway, now we're going up to the shed. Now to put my flashlight on my belt and dig my keys out and unlock this door with one hand. Let's see if I can do it. All right, we did it. Cool. All right, so now we're in my shed. So starting off here, these are not mine. These are fans that the Punisher gave to me to transport to a collector who's moving into my area. an Emerson something, I think Premium, and then a Hunter Millennium. This is a workbench I got for free. I need to put it together. Then all this crap over here, I guess it's better viewed from this angle. Right there is a Newtone Slimline that's for sale. Anyone, if you want that, just hit me up in the comments or on my Instagram and we'll work something out. That Zephyr with the wicker sideband is spoken for. That Slimline came from, Jesus, I don't even remember. Oh, Marketplace for free. And then that Zephyr came from Second Chance. There's all the canopies to everything that's in here, in that box. And then here's everything here. Starting off here, here are my two Fasco heat cyclers. Yeah, second generation, they came from that hall in North Carolina. I have another one in the museum. I'll post pictures of all my, you know what? Right now, here's everything in my collection that is at the museum. I have 5 or 6 fans in the museum, so here they are. All right, so that was everything I have that's in the museum. Now we'll continue with everything that I've tested so far. That is a Homestead Chippendale from Second Chance. Actually, I got that the morning of getting these heat cyclers. That is it looks antique brass, but it's actually polished brass, or bright brass, Victorian Slumber Quiet. Green Hunter 1930s original. That came from Connecticut Marketplace, and then this came from Fairfax Marketplace. IntelliTouch Casablanca Columbia 2 from, somewhere in New Jersey. Don't exactly remember where. Here's a Casablanca Metropolitan. Yes, it is a Metropolitan, not a Four Seasons. It's labeled as such on the tag, but of course the tag is not showing. That's a Lamps Plus special. Casablanca Century 9000, antique brass from Ellicott City Craigslist. Pepto Pink, Casablanca Delta 2, Dusty Rose from 1986. This was before they introduced it in the catalog. I don't actually remember where this came from. And then a white Hunter 1930s original from Daniel Groundwater. A grape leaf plate Hunter original, Robbins and Myers. There you go. Brown and polished brass, I want to say. Yeah, polished brass Hunter original, Robbins and Myers from near Harrisburg Marketplace. Then there is the polished brass one came from Spencer, and then this antique brass one came from near Harrisburg on Marketplace. And there's this original here, one of the very last originals that was made under Robbins and Myers. Has the reverse switch on top of the motor, and it has the post Robbins and Myers blades, so that was towards the end. There's my two 42-inch originals, the brown one and the white one. They both came from Spencer. And there's a white and brass grape leaf original, Robbins and Myers. I'm not sure if you can see it, but yeah, it's grape leaf plated. Blue Hunter 1930s original. It's missing various pieces and it's not in the greatest of shape, especially the blades. Came from Georgia Marketplace. And then a polished copper, or bright copper, Casablanca Four Seasons. I need to throw a Slumber Quiet board back in it. Came from Dominic Tessari and part of a trade. Then a Comfort Touch Casablanca Stealth from Ellicott City Marketplace. 1991 debut year Comfort Touch. My only Comfort Touch fan right now. Cascade, 1995 from Matt Cody. The Milky Delta 2, the 1985 Curse. Slumber 5, Asterson motor. There is a Casablanca Delta, 1984, from the same house as that Zephyr in Annapolis. And there is a Casablanca Saturn from 1986. I had to replace the motor because I didn't have a spare RMM1 BFR on board on me because it was dead. So I used RMM2 or 3 in there. Originally that belonged to Matt Cody, and then Andrew Rue had it, and then he sold it to me. Has the rare acrylic rings, which is really, really cool. And the centerpiece is plastic, otherwise I wouldn't be sitting on it. And there is a Casablanca Panama in Moroccan sand and Teletouch from Spencer Russian. I traded one of my Bright Brass Turbo Zephyrs for that. Sears Emerson Turn of the Century Deluxe remote version. It didn't come with a remote. That came from Owings Mills Marketplace. And this right here, that came from Owings Mills Marketplace. That came from eBay. That came from eBay. And I don't know if I went over anything and didn't give the names of where they came from, but oh well. That came from eBay. That Delta 2. Where did I leave off? Oh yeah, here. This came from Owings Mills Marketplace, same as the 85 Bright Brass Original. I just now got a remote for it. Antique Brass, Casablanca Low Ceiling Series, Slumber 5, 1985 exclusive. This originally came from, I think, Northern Virginia, Craigslist. There were 2 of them. Spencer got both of them and sold me one. And there's my Casablanca Delta, the scaled down version with the 4 Seasons housing. We call it the Delta Seasons. That came from Spencer Russian. And there's a brown Emerson Turn of the Century from Sears plastic version. That came from Daniel Groundwater. Casablanca 20th Century Limited K63 motor from Dominic Tessari. Okay, and this stupid thing. This is a Homestead Budweiser that got obliterated in shipping. You can see the housing is all bent up. And then the sideband especially is all bent up. I'm happy at least the globe survived because it has the Budweiser sleigh on it. Here is a Hunter 42-inch original from Owings Mills Marketplace. Same haul as the Turn of the Century Deluxe and the 85 original. 42-inch, one of my first originals. All right, and this fan here is a antique copper Casablanca Zephyr from 1983. It is one of my favorite fans, although the Slumber Quiet died on it, and I had to convert it to 3-speed because I didn't have any spare parts at the time. And then the blade arm snapped. Apparently there was a crack in it, and it flew off the fan. Very unfortunate. Eagerly looking for a replacement for that. And then it'll come back out and I can test it properly when it has working Slumber Quiet. What else? Pastel Navajo Casablanca Delta 2 from Second Chance. That was the first ever fan I got from Second Chance. 1989, first year. Casablanca Meridian from Spencer Russian. Gallery edition, just needs the proper glass. 1984 White and Brass 4 Seasons. Working RMM1 and Teletouch from Spencer Russian. And then the thing next to it is a 3-speed from the factory, 3-speed Casablanca 4 Seasons. Snow White from 1989 from Spencer Russian. A lot of my fans are from Spencer. And then the low profile original, also from Spencer Russian. I believe this one is from 1991, but I'd have to look and make sure. 5-blade antique brass, 4 Seasons and Teletouch from Daniel Groundwater. antique white 5-blade Zephyr from Spencer Russian. Really, really, really uncommon. Usually you see the snow white versions. And an Emerson Designer from Spencer Russian, because again, a lot of my stuff is from him. It has the snap switch pull chain, which is really cool. Fasco Old Fayetteville from somewhere in the Midwest on Marketplace. It's the remote controlled version. That thing flies too. Casablanca Delta 2 from Andrew Wu in brown, traditional brown. He didn't include the down rod because it was extremely long, I think like 3 feet. So I spray painted one and threw it on there. I got a replacement on eBay. I just haven't come up here and put it on yet. There's the down rod for the Old Fayetteville. And then a black and antique brass, or no, black and polished brass. I wish the antique brass was rare, but oh well. Zephyr from Andrew Wu. Slumber Quiet, really cool fan. Okay, what else? Did I get everything? I want to say I did. Yeah, here's a look at everything. Eventually all of this will go into a climate controlled storage unit. Being in my shed, this is not ideal. The shed was recently built and it's a very solid shed, so I'm not worried about anything corroding. The worst that could happen is some bearings going bad, but that's an easy fix. So for now, until I get a more stable job with the union, these will be in my shed, and then I'll get a climate controlled storage unit, and then whenever I get a place of my own, they'll come to my house. Oh, I did forget that. That is a K63 Zephyr antique white from Tampa, Florida Marketplace. That's my first K63 fan. I think that's it. Just trying to think. Yep, I think that's it. All the blades are up there. And then of course there's just random shed stuff in here. Need to put this workbench together. Yeah, this flashlight's making some weird noises. So, all right, that is all the fans in my collection for National Ceiling Fan Day. I apologize for the delay. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more fan videos to come every Wednesday at 3 o'clock.